Okay, y'all, so let's take another look into the mind of a female narcissist, okay? Remember I told you that my friend tried to do business with his daughter, and she's the one that robbed him of 30 grand. And so he stopped working on the house because she quit paying him. And so he had dug a hole. I guess he was going to put you know what? I don't remember what he was going to put there. I don't know if he was going to build a garage or something. Anyway, he built a hole there and he was supposed to work on it and everything. Well, because he walked away from the job because it wasn't completed, there's a strong possibility that inevitably that house will fall into that hole. And I hope that happens because she's evil. And when you spin hate into the atmosphere, when people have bent over backwards for you, you kind of deserve life to blow up in your face. And because she's a typical narcissist who does self-sabotaging, she makes sure that her life blows up in her face. So she kind of helps herself destroy herself, which I think is wonderful. So he walked away from that job. And I found out that I didn't know this till the other day. And the more I learn, the more pissed I get, right? When people show you who they are, that they're dishonest, that they are grandiose, that they have an entitlement issue, they expect you to continue to kiss their ass. How many more signs do you need to see that this is not a good person? This is not a reciprocal person. You do for me, I do for you. You bought lunch, I bought dinner. You bought, you know, drinks, I buy drinks next time. I don't drink alcohol, but I do drink, right? Because you have to have fluid in your body, but I don't drink alcohol. But I'm just saying it's reciprocal. Nothing about this bitch is reciprocal. And like, fuck, how many more signs do you need that you have to sever ties, okay, before it blew up to epic proportions? So she screwed him out of 30 grand. That should have been a sign to leave her the hell alone. But no. He did not learn his lesson. And he was still stuck on stupid when it comes to family and blood. And that's your blood and that's your family. And you got to be there for them. And she's got my grandchildren. I don't give a shit what she's got. She's a rattlesnake. She's a fucking rattlesnake, so you have to stop dealing with her and you have to cut the kids off too. When they are old enough, and one of them is trying to move out of the house and is tempted to move with his biological father, who is an alcoholic, and he would rather live with an alcoholic than live with her. Kids are smart. They could be smarter than adults, okay? He don't even want to be around her crazy ass. She shares inappropriate things with them. She talks about her sexcapades with her children. She is just, she's the one that her 15-year-old kid recently had sex for the first time. If I knew who that child was that he had sex with, I would contact her parents and let her know, by the way, this person had her son poke your daughter. If you think I wouldn't tell them, I would tell them in a motherfucking heartbeat. You need to know that your daughter's virginity was violated by someone whose mother is off her rocker and she encouraged it. That's a sign that something's wrong with you in addition to everything else. So then at one point, he let her, this was years ago, I didn't know him at the time. He let bitch use his car. And I think I mentioned that in another video where she agreed to make the payments on it because she was using the car full time. She made 2 payments on it, and that was the extent of it. So he had to make payments on the other. And she had the car. Are you ready? Are you ready? She had the car for an entire year and only paid twice. And then, if you think it ends there, it doesn't. He told her, I'm going to come get the car. She kept avoiding him and would not give him his car. So basically, I'm going to get this car for almost free. I'm going to use it like it's mine. And I'm not going to return it to you. So you're a liar and a thief. Well, yeah. So his mom was alive at the time, and she had to jump on bitch and tell her, hey, you need to return his car to him. And eventually she did. Not long after Grandma got in her ass, she did. Okay? So maybe I'm dumb, but if you jacked me out of $30,000, we're never doing business again. But he still had this nonsense in his head that family can't hurt you, family can't hurt you, that's your family. Let me explain you something. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Family could cut you all the way to the white meat and not blink twice. They know your weaknesses. They know your strengths. They know how to manipulate you because if you're generous, well, hey, I expect you to continue to be generous with me because I have a queen or king complex, which is how narcissists are. Okay? The 30 grand wasn't enough. He was still on this page of, even after she stole his car or attempted to keep the car, which is basically stealing, you're keeping something that doesn't belong to you. That's called stealing. Okay? Even after those two incidents, and we're not even talking about all the times he saved her stupid ass, all the times he repaired the house, all the times he worked on her car, even recently, instead of working on the car for me, he was still working on her damn car for a fucking month. Okay? And I sensed that she was pissed, and I didn't even know how she was a snake. I didn't even know the full extent of it, but I sensed that she was pissed that he eventually worked on the car for me, that she kept, by the way, because she's a fucking thief and a liar, remember? So when someone is a thief and a liar and a conniver, why would you think that one day they're going to get a conscience and one day we could do business together and you're actually going to hold up your end of the bargain? You're actually going to become magically this good person. How many more kicks in your butt do you need before you realize that this person is trashy? This person expects you to continue to kiss their ass because you've always kissed their ass. And let me tell you something else, and I've told you this before, and my God, if you don't remember anything I've ever said to you, you better remember this. I done told y'all, the more you do for narcs, the more they hate you. The more you do for narcs, the more they hate you. Okay? Good people remember that for life. Okay? They will tell other people, let's just say your name is Bobby. They will tell all y'all's friends, hey, y'all, I know y'all heard this story a million times, but Bobby has always been there for me. Bobby saved my life when I was, I was in a deer stand and I fell out and I broke my leg. Bobby was the one that came in the woods and picked me up with this four-wheeler and got me to the ambulance. Bobby's the one that helped me with that, and I would never, ever forget it. That is what a normal person does. They don't take advantage of you. They don't get, not only do sick, twisted, demented narcissists, not only do they hate what you've done for them, they expect you to do more even though they don't respect it, which is backwards as hell. But they have brain damage. Did I or did I not tell you that they have brain damage? Don't expect them to be logical and think like a normal person because they're fucked up in the brain. So they're not normal, okay? Her mother, bitch's mother, is the same way. They have all taken advantage of him. We will call him Jim. Jim has been taken advantage of all of these years. It's like, you remember the commercial, Give It to Mikey, He Likes It? And I think it was a cereal commercial, okay? Well, everybody was like that with Jim. Just let him do it. He'll do it. Just ask him. He drops everything for everybody. Because when you are generous and when you are kind, you will be used. If these people are brain damaged narcissists, they will not only continue to take advantage, they will get mad if you can't do it. This one particular thing, even though you've always been there for them, they will get mad that you're still not doing that, but they don't respect everything that you've done anyway. So they hate everything you've done, but they still expect when they snap your finger, you're supposed to drop everything anyway. So the other bitch, which is her mother and my friend's ex-wife, he relocated her funky ass to Georgia from Missouri. And he drove a truck. And I don't know what else he pulled, if he pulled his trailer with all her stuff in it. I don't really know the extent of it. But he charged her $400, and she had the nerve to get upset about that. Now, mind you, he's always done for her. He's always done more for everybody in that damn family than anybody has ever done for him. And any time he's ever needed something from them, they were unavailable. But the second they need him, they come crying. And he drops everything. And I am in the process of training him to don't do shit for none of them ever again. I don't give a damn if they're having an emergency. You tell them to call 911. You do not drop everything again for none of them fuckers. I'm cussing a lot because I'm pissed and I hate when people take advantage of other people. It makes me want to hurt them. So he relocated the mother, his ex-wife. He relocated her dumb ass to Georgia. He had to pay a lot of money in gas. Hello, you're going into a completely different time zone. You're not just hopping an hour away, okay? She was crying about the $400. Are you motherfucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You call a company tomorrow and find a company that's going to relocate your ass from the central time zone to the east time zone, and they're going to charge you $400, and I would tell you that you smoking crack. Okay? Relocated her ass to a different time zone. My ex used to drive trucks across the country. Okay? He relocated corporate people. Their companies paid for them to get relocated. We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars for the relocation. This bitch is crying about 400 goddamn motherfucking dollars. You got to be kidding me. Do you see the entitlement? Do you see that you're supposed to kiss their ass even though they hate you for it? And they're using you through the whole process, even though they're in a place of need, they're going to use you and disrespect you simultaneously. Okay? He let her borrow $50. She was supposed to give it to him the next week. That was months ago. He ain't seen hide nor hair of that money. And he never will. But, she jumped on Facebook and bought her grandchildren a swing set and had the nerve to put that on Facebook where he could see it, where Jim could see it. And she said, I always spoil my grandchildren. So if you could afford a swing set, well, then obviously you could afford to give him back his $50. Do you honestly think he got his $50 back? I told him, don't you ever, as long as you got breath in your body, don't you ever do nothing for none of them bitches ever again. Everybody uses you. And all of them are mentally disturbed. Okay? Bitch's mother, the one who relocated to Georgia, she married the same man 3 times. And he's a freaking loser. Babies all up and down. Children all up and down. He don't pay for none of them. Okay? And she married him 3 times. And divorced him 3 times. So they're self-sabotaging. They hate you and they want to ruin your life, but they're also ruining their own life by doing asinine, stupid shit that defies logic. So I feel good about that. In fact, I think she should marry him another 10 times. If you're going to go stupid, let's not have a stopping point. Let's go all the way stupid. I didn't know about the car situation where He had let her use the car, and she only made two payments, and she basically was trying to keep the car. Um, she perpetrated, and guys, this is what you need to pay attention to. These female bitch ass narcissists, they are so sneaky, and so just like men, but women are more calculated. Okay, while you're sleeping, she's plotting. All right. um it They perpetrate, I am a good person, and bitch had said to me, I protect my father, and my half sister said something negative about him, and I jumped her world, and you're not going to talk about my dad like that. And between my two parents, I respect my dad a lot more, and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. So she's not going to allow you to disrespect, but she disrespected her own father on Christmas Day in front of the entire family who was there on Christmas Day. Is she going to tell you that? Hell no, because she's perpetrating this Mother Teresa, I protect those that I love attitude. And it's fluff, glitter, lies, and unicorns and optical illusions. None of that is true. She's cussed his ass out so bad in front of her grandma and the grandma's boyfriend and the whole family on Christmas Day, which is supposed to be a festive, fun occasion. And she read him the riot act. You screwed up the house that you were supposed to fix for me, and you did this wrong, and you did that wrong, and you did this wrong, and you did that wrong. You know, I find that real interesting because he's done things for me, and nothing that he did for me, not a damn thing that he did for me, was done incorrectly. So I don't know what that twisted bitch is talking about. She's twisted in her head. Their reality is not real. Their reality is not real. You're going to be accused of shit you didn't do. You're going to be accused of shit you didn't say, which is all called gaslighting. And while she's pointing fingers and toes at him, and he's such a terrible person, but he had kissed her fat ass her whole goddamn life, okay, which I do believe that the narcissism is hereditary because oh my God, not all the females in the family, but multiple female family members. Well, male family members too. A bunch of them are all narcissists. So there is a hereditary component. She just hit it very, very well. They're very calculating. But she's pointing fingers and toes at him, and you screwed up the house, and you did this, and I'm not going to tell you or tell anybody that I robbed you out of 30 grand. I'm just going to say that you're the bad guy, not me, for stealing from you. When you agreed to pay and you didn't pay, you stole from the person, and you're a liar, okay? But she don't take care of the house herself. I told you there's a hole in the bathroom floor. There's damage to the roof because a tree fell on the house. She hasn't repaired any of it, but he is a bad person and she's an angel. When you're dealing with their twisted logic, which is twisted as hell, and a lie, a bull-faced lie, it's gaslighting. When you see the drastic difference in, I'm such a perfect angel and you messed up my house. Meanwhile, my house is extremely damaged and I'm not fixing it, but I took out a $6,000 loan to give to a drug dealer. Mm-hmm. But everybody's a bad guy, and she thinks that she's pure as the driven snow. She ain't did nothing wrong ever. You men better leave these bitches alone. You better leave them the hell alone and stop letting them gaslight you. They are calculating. They are so deep into their own lies that they believe the garbage that comes out of their ugly face. And you know what? You could be the most beautiful woman in the world, but your personality can make you look like a gargoyle. You heard. A dirty personality will make you look like a damn gargoyle. Y'all ever see the movie The Shining? Remember when he was looking in the mirror and he was startled because there was an ugly, evil looking, she was absolutely hideous, standing behind him, and it shocked him because the hotel was haunted. and there was a monster in the mirror when he looked in the mirror. Well, that would be her. That would be her. No morals, no values, screwing guys at her job, doesn't care who knows about it. She just gonna be a hoe in front of God and everybody. And this man used to be a drug head, and his woman, his girlfriend, is a current drug addict, and he's involved with her, and he's supposedly sober. Those are the type of men that she's attracted to. Men who are at the bottom of the barrel, men who are breaking the law, men who have a habit of stealing, drugging, all of that. That makes her so excited she can't stand it. But she goes to church every Sunday and she perpetrates this pure as the driven snow. I'm such a great person. Don't you fall for this shit. It's an optical illusion. Y'all take care and be careful and watch your back.